with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs Show.
Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Grab your cheeks and squeeze your beaks.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I guess that worked. I just thought of that 2 seconds ago.
That's not bad.
It's 9 p.m. Tuesday night. It's the Hershey and the Keegs Show.
And please, everybody, follow instructions and grab your beaks. Everybody, Tony, please
grab your beaks. And squeeze your cheeks.
Squeeze your cheeks.
Speaking of squeezing your cheeks, here comes Richie Byrne.
This guy acts like he's Jackie Martlin. He comes in at 8:59.59 for the beginning of the show. Our guest, Richie Byrne. There he is.
Jackie either?
Yeah, that's it. Jackie didn't ask to be on the show like you did. Let's do it.
Wow.
We have a I don't even want to call him a guest. He's our boy. He's a panelist today. And we'll get to that in a second.
I don't want to call him a guest either.
No,
I don't want to call him a comic.
I'm going to explain why. We're going to go ahead and burst right into our first set of sponsors, and then we'll go right into Richie.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You haven't done sponsors yet? Let me
go
back to the bathroom.
Yeah, you need to take another shit.
Jesus, this is...
The Hershey and the Keegs Show is proudly sponsored by Sophia Jewelry at 134 Gardner's Avenue, right here in Levittown. Specializing in diamonds and vintage jewelry. Go see Omid for all of your buying and selling of jewelry and mention Hershey and the Keegs for a free appraisal. We have Sip and Serve waitress and bartending service. Elevate your next private party with the Sip and Serve squad. Their awesome bar and wait staff will ensure your event will be unforgettable. Book now and let them handle the details while you enjoy the celebration. Call Jen at 516-528-6783. And of course, New View Construction. They were established in 2007 and they are the people to call for the finest craftsmanship and all of your contracting needs. Call 516-924-5627 and do it with confidence. And finally, for our first set of sponsors, American Restoration Solutions. When disaster strikes, they'll guide you to recovery. Call 516-662-9377 and ask for Senior Account Manager Keith Dunn. Speaking of disasters, hey Richie.
Speaking of doing it with confidence,
Richie Byrne is here. So when I said that we're not considering you a guest, you've been on the show as a guest. We talked about your Staten Island and your family and how they felt about your life in stand-up. This was the last time you were on the show.
We talked about your Staten Island.
We talked about your love of Staten Island.
Staten Island is
huge.
She's the king of Staten Island.
How you felt about doing stand-up as you got older, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And the bottom line is nobody gave a shit. So we're going to go ahead and we have you on, and you're just going to be a panelist with us, and we're going to do what we do every week.
It's going to pal around.
And you're going to just pal around with us because you're a great pal around guy, and we have a lot to cover with Richie.
You know, if I knew this, I wouldn't have come on.
You wanted another Oprah tearjerker interview? Is that what you wanted?
We just can't mention any upcoming shows.
That's right.
That you're going to be doing, and we don't want you to talk about yourself.
That's all right. You should have seen the podcast I did yesterday morning.
Oh boy,
friggin' mess.
Was that where? That wasn't here, obviously.
It was here.
Oh, was it? Was he with you? Oh, tell us about that.
Well, it was so bad that the head of the podcast had to write an apology to me afterwards.
Wow.
So, let's see. Tony, put on your mic. Yesterday was a Monday. So who was you had the guy on with Joe?
I had Jeff. Yeah, and we talked about the incident.
The incident.
We talked about it. Jeff was very upset.
What incident? Oh boy!
What incident? What incident? He says
he was upset.
The incident that you and that guy caused for my friend.
I didn't cause anything. This big mouth can't shut up.
Wait a second.
So I was just saying you got to warn a guy.
No, but he denies that he warned you.
That you said that I warned you. I never warned you.
Yeah, no, I said. Did I say?
No.
I wasn't sure if I said you should have warned me.
That you wasn't.
If anybody didn't listen last week, me and Richie were here at Governor's, and Tony's friend was here, and he has not all his fingers. Apparently.
Well, he has them. They're just shorter.
They're short.
They're shorter.
Yeah.
And he shook his hand, and I kind of was taken aback.
You didn't know.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
But I thought Richie had warned me, or you didn't warn. What was the
you
deal
were
there?
you last week.
I
you
think
were
I
upset.
did warn you. I just don't think I wanted you to say it on the air.
Oh.
No, you know what it is? No, this is what happened.
Remember when I told you don't shake Tony's leg?
Oh, that's what it was.
That was years ago. I've
That was
shaken it
years
many
ago.
times since
Right.
then.
You
This
made
is what
that
no,
one.
you know what? This is what exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I shook his hand, didn't notice,
Yeah.
and then Richie told me, and I was like,
How could you not notice?
And so what we discussed last week was that was it
How many
someone's
nubs have you
place?
shook?
Was
Quite
it
a
someone's
few,
place?
apparently.
Should they have been telling you about it beforehand? Was the question.
I
What's the
think-
discussion.
Yeah.
I
Wait a
think the
minute.
person should tell you. He's like, I'm going to shake your hand, but just before I do.
Let me let you know that there's not
Wait,
much of a grip.
Yeah, exactly. If you notice anything strange,
So I watch, I watch Knock 'em Dead
my
comedy.
fingers were eaten off by weevils.
Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that today. We are not doing that. What we want to know
Did it, I think.
what happened yesterday? Because I watch every episode. I missed yesterday's. Sorry, but
That's
what
okay.
happened was he was pissed.
No. Was he pissed?
He was he was a little butthurt. No, he was fine. He was fine. I can't even keep this going.
No,
He-
and I'm
Thank
kind of
God.
Totally fine.
I'm lying.
No, because I actually felt terrible, and I don't have a conscience.
Well, it was just so funny to walk in and be told Mike Keegan said that you said. I'm like, what? The man is sitting right
Because
there.
he's such a nice guy.
Mike
He's a great
Keegan
guy.
said that you warned him not to shake this guy's hand unless you want to throw up. I'm like, what?
No, that's not.
What he lacks in fingers, he makes up for in kindness. He's
He
a nice
is.
guy.
Kindness,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Kindness, yes.
Well,
he's very kind.
I thought it was more so that you were startled, and then we were saying maybe
When he
Tony
lacks
should
in
have let you
fingers, he
know.
makes up for in leg. Too
Well, I don't know anything about that.
soon?
Yeah. Oh boy, here we go.
Boy, this is the Finger Association of America.
It actually is, actually.
All right.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Jeff.
I don't know if it's first of all, they weren't eaten by weevils. I thought they were eaten by the
Keegan.
Kegel there.
Kegels. the Kegels did it.
We're all Kegel now instead of weevil.
Right. Jeff, we need to get to the bottom line of the story here, since these two guys are totally out of their fucking mind. So
I can't be with Richie anymore, brown people.
No.
Or in cars.
Or in cars, so we'll
You
talk
can't
about
be
that
anywhere
shortly.
with Richie.
But you know,
Go ahead, Jeff.
when I shake their hands, I expect a manly grip, not this
Right.
dead fish crap.
I-
Leave the hand of the man you're
Right.
shaking.
I'm probably the one that didn't have the good grip anyway.
Well, maybe the grip gets weird when they realize something's missing, Jeff.
No, but
Like
Jeff,
maybe they go in strong and they go, oh.
Jeff, you had texted
Well,
me. You
You've
texted
seen that
me,
long ribbed one that wraps around. That thing's got grip.
Jeff.
That's right.
You texted me saying when you shook hands with Keegan, you thought you were shaking hand with a bag of marshmallows.
Keegan said, that's not my hand.
That's not, but it is a bag of marshmallows.
See, and you got hungry, right?
Exactly.
Well, certainly on behalf of the one voice of reason at the Hershey and Keegs show, we want to apologize if there was any offense given by Richie Byrne or
No.
Tony or Keegan. No, we
Just
don't.
Keegan.
Just Keegan. Just
Why
Keegan.
am I the guy?
Well, I just wanted to see who was throwing who under the bus. Richie was denying everything.
Richie
We weren't
denies
sure-
everything always. It was him. To
Let me
begin
just
I'm
with.
a
tell you,
nice guy. You know what?
You're not really a
I had a
nice-
great reputation in this business till I took you on.
That's right. Jeff, I will tell you.
But Jeff, it was awesome hanging with you. We had a great night. That was a great
in
show.
this chair and
It
to the
was
right
an
of
awesome
me,
Yeah.
night.
there's a lot of loyalty. From me left, there's nothing at all. These guys would totally kill each other.
Can I ask Jeff a question?
Go ahead.
Why were you there that night? Were you there for somebody specific or you just wanted to support?
Tyler.
Oh, Tyler. Tyler.
supporting all the comps, of course, but
Yeah.
Tyler was the
Yeah.
main
Yeah.
draw for me
Yeah.
since he's become a good friend on
Yeah,
the
he's
show.
awesome.
And
He's a
great
He
guy.
did a
be
great
there,
job.
and I definitely
Yeah.
want to check out
Well,
his
at
act.
least you have one good friend in the whole comedy business. Apparently, these two don't fit the bill.
Well, I think I'm up to two now because I've known Tony since 7th grade.
Oh, that's,
right.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I got two friends in
Yeah.
comedy
There you
now.
go.
Well, you can consider me
we
the
have
third
three
friend.
more because we
Yeah,
love
right.
you.
Yeah, I think you're a class act, and I'm ready to lose these two anyway. So,
Well, Jeff,
Yeah.
Jeff is going on Thursday.
Yes, he is. Thank you,
oh,
Jeff.
nice.
Yeah,
Unlike
am-
Keegan.
Yeah, we'll see you on Thursday, Jeff. Thank you for checking
Mary's
in.
wife has to give it a clearance to leave. Mary's wife, my wife, Mary's boss, has to give it a
Wow.
clearance to leave early, and we'll
Okay.
be at Mary's
Unbelievable.
wife. This
That
is really
sounded
going
hot
in a
for a
different
minute.
direction.
I got turned
That
on.
was going.
Mary's got a wife.
Jeff, we appreciate you checking in, and we look forward to seeing you on Thursday night, pal.
Just
Thank
don't
you so
shake
much.
our hand.
Fist bumps all around.
Yeah, we'll discuss it then in
So
person.
easy.
But anyway,
Exactly.
I'm glad Richie was able to show up on time for you guys.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh, barely.
Almost.
Wow.
He's 9 on the
Nice.
dot. He got here.
Next week, Jeff's here, not Richie Byrne.
You know,
Thank you, Jeff.
I said some. Jeff got mad and gave me the fink.
Oh, that's not good. That is
Have a good
though.
show tonight, boys.
Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
guys,
See you
thanks so much, brother.
See you Thursday, brother.
Thanks for calling.
Wow.
You'd have told me he was calling in. I wouldn't have made the Weevil comment.
Right. Well, people listen to the show. You know what I mean?
I don't expect people to listen. You hear the things I say. You think I think people are listening?
Don't say anything about Bossy.
Well, we've talked about this before. We've talked about this, me and you, Mike, for years, that all the real funny shit happens before the show and after.
100%.
And I got the approval.
Especially on this show.
That's right. That's right. I got the approval from you guys a few minutes ago that the show ended last week, 10 o'clock. We went outside and the three of us did our usual just bullshitting.
And before you start that, Richie, this is going to lead into our car conversation.
Okay.
So we have a...
So we're walking, and I'm walking in my car, and I turn around, and I see, in synchronicity, I see both Mike and Tony lift their legs up at the same time and pass gas. But they didn't do it planned.
It wasn't planned at all.
It was like synchronized swimming, but farting.
You know how they say when
yeah.
women spend enough time together, their cycles kind of sync?
Right. Well, you guys
Me
are
and
both...
Tony are on the
Right.
same fart schedule.
You're both menstruating together and farting at the same time. Disgusting.
Mike's was much better than mine, though. I have you know.
I didn't know. I'm like, what happened? Like, is it 10 o'clock bells ringing or the horn? I don't know what that
I
was.
don't know what it was. I guess we were
Bring
just
out your
sitting.
dead.
I guess we were just sitting here, and we didn't want to bother you.
Yeah, well, certainly. What do you do for the whole hour then? Well, I wouldn't want to sit here with methane gas blown
Exactly.
on me.
We know you would have complained, so we would get outside. When we get outside, you're in the fresh
But
air.
it was just perfect
It was
timing.
perfect, and
Yeah.
they were on the same decibel.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Is
Jeff's
he
calling your
listening?
cell phone.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I don't know if that's the
That's the
D-man.
D-man.
The D-man's calling us.
Who's the D-man?
Dan Schreiber, who took our comedy class.
Oh, wow.
It's the other guy.
You know,
Yeah.
the other guy. The
Hey,
other,
listen,
the other Tyler.
we should mention that you guys, it wasn't a large graduating class, but I heard that everyone did great, and it was a good little show you guys had, and it's really just a little springboard for the next
was a
class.
good
that's
show. A lot of
happening.
fun.
It was a lot of fun. Like we're gonna do another class probably maybe May,
Okay.
maybe a month from now. I actually sat with one of the girls that wants to take the class today.
Yeah.
because she wanted to go over just.
Oh,
kind of
you
the
told me.
business
I
stuff.
forgot
Yeah, the girl
about that.
Rachel. Yeah, so I just met with her for like an hour at Starbucks, but she's gonna take the class. So it's first class comedy class.
Yeah.
Richie's the head master.
Oh my God! What is this? A clan meeting? What is going on?
Basically.
here?
And
I think you guys are doing pretty well considering you haven't. It's not like you've advertised. Like it's new. It's brand
Yeah, it's
new.
brand
so
new.
you
We
guys
had a
have a
we had
couple of good
couple
young
of students, and we had fun doing it. Like,
Oh, we had a
really-
ball.
And we really helped these kids because we're not. Like I told this girl today, I'm like, we're not writing jokes for you.
Right.
We're helping you figure out what you think is funny in your life.
We don't write jokes for us.
That's
Yeah, we
right.
don't- exactly.
Well, you write jokes for you two.
He told you to say that?
Yeah, no,
Right,
no.
okay.
Everyone in the business knows that. Everyone in the business knows that. I'm curious, and if you guys
I
are
do
not,
have new material on Thursday, so you might want to be there.
Yeah, no, exactly. I already heard it. So
you guys are, you especially are familiar with both of the other classes that are in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Both classes. Are you guys trying to do something a little bit differently than those?
definitely
those
different
classes?
because they're
Like-
our friends. Like we don't want to step on their
Yeah,
toes.
so explain
want
to
it
me
to
a
be
little bit
different.
about what I mean. Richie's obviously been around as long as those guys. He's a great comic. What nuances are you doing differently than those classes?
Well, if you ask me,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
we're doing is
Because I don't know.
we're trying to gear the classes more towards the business end of comedy.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because we're trying to tell everybody this is where you start. You're going to start as an MC, so you want to have this type of personality to MC shows.
Okay.
And then we also want you to find your own voice in our class, and we're not going to write a 7-minute set for you just to perform at the end of the graduation class. We're going to have you come in with ideas every week. Doesn't have to be a joke, doesn't have to be structured or anything. And we're going to try to help you find jokes in that material instead of just writing out a set for you and having you parrot it.
But are you guys doing where they bring in the premise and you're trying to topic premise punch with them? Is that what's happening? Like, are you guys trying to make sure that you can
We
help
are
structure
because
the joke?
we're
Yes.
telling them how the structure goes of
Yep.
a joke, but we're not writing the jokes for them.
Okay. Are you guys helping them with punches? I know that in Richie and Peter's class, that a lot of times they'll help you formulate a punch.
We definitely help them find tags.
Okay.
To just because you don't want to just we emphasize you don't want to just have one joke.
Yeah.
You want to make it. You want to expand it a little bit.
Wow.
I
That's
also
awesome.
and I think for both of us, we liked to, and I don't know the other classes, so I don't know exactly what they do. I mean, I sat in on one of Richie and Peter's classes once, and they're tremendous. They're great.
Yeah.
But Mike and I, it's a little more laid back than that, and we both, and I think Tyler would tell you this. We would end up telling a story. This happened to me one time, and blah blah blah.
Yep.
And you need to look out for this and watch out for that. So it's not like there are times where we'll stop what we're doing and just break into a conversation. And I kind of like that about the class, that it
And
wasn't
they
just
get more, because that's what I found so interesting when I started doing comedy, was listening to the stories of guys that have been on the road doing this for a long time. And
Yeah.
try to do that a little bit more than just sitting there.
And we weren't as rigid to the 6 weeks as we thought we were going to be.
Yeah, we ended up doing like 8 or 9
We ended up going,
weeks.
listen, we're going to give you a few more weeks, because we wanted it to be right, and we wanted to teach them the right way.
I think as this
And we
grows,
made no money.
Exactly.
Well, you made a couple of bucks though.
I think so.
But they were giving you a couple of bucks, or no? You were just doing
No, it wasn't them.
Yeah.
We were teaching it in a place where we were spending money too.
Oh, right. No, that's separate. But you were making the money. You just happened to be spending it. But as you guys move
God, you're
this class
so
along,
Jewish. You're
I know
so
it really
Jewish.
is. It's
He
so
can't even
amazing.
wrap his head around
Did
that.
you see?
No,
What do you
I'm
mean?
like,
what do you mean?
Didn't make money?
I want to see
You
the
spent
P&L
money?
statement. I want to see your tax return. I want to see it all. As you go along with this, though, you are going to need to be a little bit more rigid, probably with how many classes, because you're going to want to have a 6 week, then a graduation, then a 6 week run, and the graduation.
Yeah.
Though you're right, and I'd like to do that, but
Yeah.
I felt like, and we were lucky in a way. I'm glad it was small, and I'm glad we had Tyler.
Yeah.
And Dan, but Tyler, because we were learning. We're trying to establish our own way of doing this.
Yep.
And I'd like to make it a little more unique.
And by the
than-
4th week, we kind of had
we had a better rhythm going. Of so the first few weeks we were kind of figuring it out too.
So, but Mike, you haven't really taught before, but I'm assuming with your acting and stuff, have you ever been in a teaching type of setting like that before?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like with acting or improv or whatever.
Okay. Definitely.
So that helped you.
It helped me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud, but I was really actually impressed by him. I didn't expect, no,
there's no expectations of
I didn't
anyone when it
expect
comes to
much
him
at
at
all.
all. Whether it's on stage, a relationship, nothing. We don't expect
he had one
anything.
job, and that was to get me a school of kids, and he got me two.
Yeah.
I got
So-
two great ones, though.
We did get great ones.
D-Man
So,
and Tyler.
if you don't mind me asking, was it just posting on Facebook?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It's Facebook, because we have the comedian groups in Facebook.
Yeah.
So we post that.
And we're leaving out Pat O'Rourke, which, do you know Pat?
Very well. Yeah, of
Pat's-
course. Yeah.
Pat is doing, he did comedy for a lot of years, then he kind of walked,
Stop,
he had to
yep.
stop. And now he's opening for
TV guy
Brian Kilmeade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they grew up together.
I've never heard him tell that before.
Oh, so you do know Pat?
I do.
Because
I love Pat.
Pat earned that.
I love Pat.
Because Pat really paid his dues to get a gig like that.
You know what though? But Pat's a good person and he's funny as fuck. So
he took the class.
Yeah.
But he took it more in the sense of I want to write, and you guys have been helping me write, so let me take this class.
Absolutely.
And we actually, I think he came away with some really powerful stuff.
I love
he really did. And he was great with the other two guys. He really was.
That was good too, because not only was he a student in our class, but he also was an experienced veteran comic.
Right, he's getting gigs that are making more money than both of us.
Right.
Both
But
I made in the last 6 months.
But I did like the idea of that, where most classes, everybody's pretty much on the same level.
Yeah.
This was 3 different levels of 3 different comics.
Yeah.
Perfect.
D-Man was really new.
It was really new.
Really new.
and
Tyler's
exciting.
got some pass to him
Couple
now,
of-
and,
little bit of
and he's
chops.
an actor and everything. And,
Yeah.
and Pat's an established comic,
Yeah.
and I like the dynamic of that.
Yeah, and they're all everybody got something out of it, and everybody.
Yeah.
And then we had the show in here. Everybody did great. D-Man killed. Tyler
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah.
And you had at least 20, 30 people in there, right? You had
Yeah,
like
we
a
had
decent
like
size-
30, we had like 35.
So the beauty of the little room, for anyone who hasn't been here at Governor's in the newer little room, it's small. I mean, they say you can fit 90, which really should be closer to like 60 or 70.
Yeah.
So if you have 30, 40,
It
you're
feels
packed.
full, yeah.
You're packed. It's a tiny, intimate little room. It's a great room for comedy.
Yeah.
Great
I
room
always
for
bomb
comedy.
in it,
Yeah.
but I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think there's a show in there April 18th. I think called Mike Keegan and Friends. If
So
anybody
that you have Hugh Van Will.
Hugh Van Wells are going to headline it.
Yeah, he's terrific.
And
Good.
Carla's going to host it.
It's
and
funny how many Mike Keegan and Friends have you done now?
Been going on about 4 years.
So there's
now.
probably a reason though why you haven't asked Richie. Do you
Well,
think
I've
it's
asked
below
him.
him?
I've either asked him because
I get a call the night before. Someone canceled.
Right.
Roach called and Kevin James said, and
Right.
so can you?
Right. Roach called and canceled for the 11th time in a row. Can you do it? That's right.
Exactly.
Don't ask Roach
If
anymore.
I had $1 for every booker who's done that to me.
Yes, I would say there's a lot for sure.
Kevin James has made me more money in the last 2 years.
That's right.
All right. Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Thank God for him and his Iowa tour. That's fantastic. That's great. I wanted to tell you a funny little comedy story. So I come into my day gig. I know you're always surprised. Like, you have a day gig with all this impressive shit going on? And one of my coworkers who I've worked with for 9 years, 9 years, and whenever I have a show, she's like, "Oh, I'm not going to make that one," you know. And then someone's like, "Hey, she went to a comedy show on Saturday." Yeah. So I'm like, "Who'd you see?" She's like, "Oh, it was that the Jim Carrey female impersonator, Heather Shaw."
Heather Shaw,
But
yeah.
but I really like this guy. I really liked him. I'm trying to think of his name, and she's like, "What is his name? Heavy, big." I'm like, Fat Jay. She's like, "I love Fat Jay." So I fucking went on my phone and I FaceTimed him, and I'm like, "Do you remember this girl from your show today?" He's like, "Hey," they're like best friends.
wow, that's awesome.
And they had a great moment together, and I was
cool.
like,
That's
"You,
always good
you
stuff.
never saw me perform in 9 years, but,
No, yeah,
but Jay's now
exactly.
your buddy on FaceTime.
Jay's
now."
your favorite comic now.
But he
That's
was
good.
so great. He was so
No, it's
good. It was
awesome, yeah.
awesome, you know. How was you were in not far from me this week, and I was away on a basketball tournament. You were in Jersey.
We were both, we were together.
So-
Jerry.
Jerry Byrne and you. Go ahead.
Jerry.
Where were you and Jerry at this time?
We were in, what town was it?
Hillsborough Township.
It was
New Jersey.
Joe DeVito. Who else? I'm getting confused.
Joe DeVito's the night before.
Okay.
I was with him and Haft at Country Club, but Saturday night,
It was
Richie.
Right,
Call him
Richie
Joey.
Byrne. That's
and
right.
Joey Callahan.
Joey Callahan.
Oh shit, that's a
What
killer
a
show.
Oh man,
great
what a
show.
That was one of the best shows I've done.
Yeah. The only problem I had, and I don't know if she did this to you, Tony and I were talking about it yesterday. The woman who was such a great woman, they videotaped the whole thing and then put it all over Facebook.
Yeah, I didn't
You
even
can't do
notice. I
that.
didn't even notice. She
Wait,
was
your
videotaping
sets, you're
it all.
saying?
Yeah.
Were they
Without asking.
They were Facebook living, or they were just chopping it up?
No,
and putting it on?
they've chopped it up. It's all over Facebook.
Oh, you got to talk. You got to talk.
You know
to me
what's
about
up?
that.
I saw
Yeah.
them videotaping,
Yeah.
and I'm done telling people not to because what's the point?
Because everyone's doing it.
And this is also the person booking it, and I didn't want to get into the whole thing with the book, the real booker, and all that
Yeah,
shit.
it's a problem.
And then you go, oh my god, the one time I don't say anything, it's
I know.
like who puts everything?
So obviously, I'm assuming you reached out, or you haven't even bothered.
No, I haven't even. I mean, Tony said there's a way to delete it. Yes.
I'll do it right now.
Wait, how do you have the ability to delete it?
I don't. Richie said he doesn't know how to do it, so I said I'll do it for him. But then we never did it.
But how's I don't understand.
But they were very-
She
they were-
posted it.
It's on Richie's wall, so he can delete it from his wall.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
but what about her though? She has
Yeah,
65,000.
Oh, it's still
followers.
being her thing.
Yeah.
you should just delete his whole Facebook.
Just delete his whole existence because no one's watching it anyway,
But,
so it doesn't matter. That's not.
But, I mean, the people there were so super sweet. Like they were.
Oh,
the
they were
nicest-
wonderful
it was
people.
this church. It was a church. It was the people there were amazing. There were.
Yeah, that's
the
God.
Monsignor was there. The priest was in the audience.
So basically, if you're living in Jersey and you're going to see a show at all in the next few months, expect to see a joke about a corn dog and the
Christmas Easter people.
and 6 governors ago, Chris Christie. Go ahead, you're going to see a lot of jokes from Chris
There you go,
Christie,
exactly.
corn dogs, and Mike being at the fair.
Did you end up going to that
think
show
that's
with?
it.
So I'll tell you what
All right.
happened.
All right.
And this is a
Thank
room
you.
that maybe you guys both could get into. So I was in Jersey for the weekend in a place called Cranberry, New Jersey.
I know it
and
well.
we were staying at a hotel in Cranberry, just Max and I. And when I tell you that when you Google like restaurants near Cranberry, it usually comes up Chili's, Applebee's, and it came up with nothing other than like a couple of Indian restaurants and the Cranberry Inn. And I'm like, all right, we'll go to this place, the Cranberry Inn. And we go there, and it looks like you're in a restaurant like in the 70s, like a little bit Neville-y type, and it's old and there's nobody in there, and it felt very Twilight Zone-y. And the lady comes and she brings me and Max menus.
I know the place you're talking about.
Oh.
It used to be called something else.
Oh, that's possible.
This guy Mike Bonner used to do shows there.
Oh, Mike Bonner.
Oh, the-
Yeah,
I think I've done it.
The Bonberry Inn, it used to be called. So anyway, it was so trippy, this place. So she comes over and she goes, other than water, what do you guys want to drink? And I'll take your orders. So Max said a Shirley Temple. I said a soda. And she takes her orders, she comes back, and she brings back our drinks, and she says, what do you guys want to order? And we're like, we just ordered 5 minutes ago. So we're like, Max is like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, he's confused. And then I had finished my 7-Up, and she just takes the water pitcher and dumps the water into the glass. So now I have
the old water in the 7-Up trick.
And then I was like, I hear some commotion upstairs. What's happening? She's like, oh, there's a comedy show. Nothing ever goes on in this town, but when they have a comedy show, we have it upstairs, and it packs out. And sure as shit, the place was fucking jumping.
Really?
There was a lady named Jane Condon on the show.
Condon. We were just with her.
And what was the other guy? There was the black guy who I didn't know his name.
Nobody knows the black guy's name.
Malcolm
Have you
Jamal
noticed
Warner.
that? Every time someone tells me they start a comedy show, I go, "Who is that? A black guy? I don't know his name."
No, but I had told
Nobody
you though. I had
exactly.
told you what his name was.
Everyone knows Fat Jay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Everyone knows Fat Jay
You
wasn't on the
did-
show.
I'm gonna see who it was.
Was it
You
Malcolm
sent it
Shakur?
to
His
me.
name was Tupac Shakur. What was it?
That's
It
not
was
racist
more-
at all.
Yeah, really.
No, what
That's
his name was?
terrible.
Was it Shakur? Was that I said?
It was.
I think it was
Oh yeah, it was Sekou Ali. You're right. Yeah, it was
I
Sekou Ali.
wasn't
Yeah.
making fun at all. And
You weren't not making fun.
The room was jumping. I will tell you that nothing literally happens in this town other than that comedy show. So I don't know who books it, but
Yeah.
I would. You guys
Well,
can definitely have fun in that room
You
for
should-
sure.
Thank you for finding out who books it while you're
yeah,
there.
good job.
You know what? I was. Just
Hey,
so
there's a
overwhelmed.
club somewhere that does comedy. You should get in
do
there.
it, yeah.
I told
Why,
you the name.
why don't you do Saturday Night Live?
That's what my mother said to me the other night. My mother goes, "You should do the Gutfeld." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Let me call Greg up.
I want to go. Speaking of your mother, by the way,
Oh
we're
boy,
going to talk about your
She's-
mother. By
We
the
gotta
way.
end the
Diane!
show soon,
Yeah.
'cause her and my dad they watch their show now.
What show is that? What time?
Virgin River and
What's that?
Wait a
She
second.
did say that she's actually giving up binge watching just to watch you
know.
guys.
They were up till 3:00 in the morning the other night watching.
What's
this show.
Virgin River?
It's some show.
Is
about
that
a
where
river.
you go swimming?
Look at this guy. See,
the
I
first-
knew it took 3 years, and he finally.
of course.
But I had some show that they binge watched together.
It's the first show with the title Virgin in it that your father's ever watched that isn't porn.
Hey, exactly.
Well,
Love you, Mike.
so you know what's funny? Like people joke. They joke about you and Richie being lovers, and they joke
does?
about they,
Carla?
they joke about me and you and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Why is
But
it always me? It's always somebody with me.
I don't know.
Always somebody with me.
You're the common denominator.
They joke about you and
Always
Liberace.
Yeah. You and the guy on the LIE 53.
Yeah,
And they
exactly.
have pictures of you
Oh,
there.
Louis?
But sometimes I think that your mother really thinks that we have a relationship like that. I'm going to post a picture that she texted me the other day.
Jesus Christ.
Tony, would you please?
Oh, my.
Again,
It's up there. Okay,
It's there.
so I randomly get a
Oh.
picture the other day. It's a picture of, I guess it's Mike when he's like 3 or 4 years old, like a baby picture, maybe been like an Easter shot. And she's like, "This is one of my favorite pictures of Mike. I love it." And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself,
Why she said it to you? She should have said shit like this to Carla.
well, I'm saying like I know when I first started dating Stacey
Carla
years
doesn't
ago,
get-
yeah, like hold on, like
There was a priest standing in front of me.
But no, you mean behind you. But I remember, like, when I was dating Stacey years ago, like, her mom would send a picture of her as a kid, or my mom would send.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
like, why
But
is
she sent it
Diane
to
sending
you.
a picture of you
Oh,
to
she's so
me?
weird.
So, and I'm like, oh, he's so cute. And all I'm thinking of how I'm going to disgrace him on the show with this picture. But
I'm
that
glad
was
you
cute,
didn't
though.
like Photoshop anything.
And see,
onto
I
that.
look
No.
if I look at a picture like that, I go, "Hey, look how thin I used to be."
Yeah, right.
You were
Exactly.
3 or 4.
Look
and
at that.
The one reaction that I had
Look
is
at that tan.
You,
Seriously, I was like a mulatto.
little Adonis.
Exactly.
No, but I thought you look very much like your dad in that picture. You really do. You look
Because
a
I'm on
lot
my
like your
knees.
dad. Yeah. Oh God. Do we want your dad watching
Sorry,
the show?
Dad. Sorry,
no.
Dad.
But I just thought it was funny. I'm like,
I do look like my dad in that.
But I'm like, did she mean to send this to Carla? That's what I thought. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I? I'm like, is
My
Richie getting this?
baloney has a first name. It's OSCAR.
But your mom is adorable. She said it was her favorite picture ever.
I'm glad she sent it to you.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm like, I wonder if she's sending
Lady.
this to
I
like
wonder what.
Richie or
I wonder what her favorite picture of me is.
yeah,
It's the same. You're in
Same
the same
pose.
pose.
But
yeah,
I'm 60.
the same pose. That's right.
Diane, why we do that? Why you were two? I didn't know you there. Do it now.
Yeah, do it
Put
now.
these shorts on.
Yeah. Well, but people do. So I posted today on Facebook that Richie Byrne, headliner, was coming on, and he's an actor, this and that, and he's been in a 12-year relationship with Mike Keegan, sexual relationship. I would like to think if you really were in a sexual relationship, how do you think it would be? Like, do you think you would be the Richie would be like the tougher?
I think
manly-
we'd share that.
Yeah,
Really?
because we're both like not manly men.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But we're not.
Yeah, exactly. We're not.
No,
Like,
you're
I think
not
they call
not.
them verse.
No, you're not. Like,
You think?
you know what I'm
You
saying?
think
Like,
that's
I
what they
think those
call them?
people call them verse or something like that.
So you call you guys verse. No, but you know, like sometimes there's like a more dominant
Yes.
part of the
but-
relationship.
Well, normally in those relationships, you always know who the male and who the female is on both sides.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you kind of know.
Yeah.
We're
Right?
just like a couple of lesbians.
Right. So you think that there would be no one being like, oh, he wears the pants in the relationship.
Yeah, there would be no pant wearing.
No one wearing pants
There
at
would be
all.
no pants wearing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm older, so I'd be wearing the diapers.
I do want to.
Yeah.
That's true. I'll change his diapers. Before we move further, I do.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get to it yet. Richie's got a big show on Thursday.
Yeah, thanks
I do
for talking about it.
I do want to mention because we're gonna.
I'm
we're gonna
only
talk
here to
about-
promote the show,
Exactly.
and it turns out the only people listening are your parents, who I've already invited.
But if anybody else is listening,
But there's a couple of things going on. You told me about. There's a theatrical thing. So why don't you just
look at Richie over there.
yeah.
Oh my God!
Hell,
Wow.
What is that from, Tony?
No,
that's from Happy Days.
No, that's
Why would I didn't know you were Ralph Mouth.
he just sucked off Potsy in that picture.
Ironic.
Where the hell did you get that, Tony?
My God in heaven. Holy crap.
You found that picture on Facebook? Can you delete that too for me? Go back to it.
We just got to delete his whole existence on social media.
What a young Irish thing.
Why
you
would I
were.
have that
I don't
hat
know.
on? It's got to be from a play. Could it have been? You know what?
You were Mary Poppins,
It might have
weren't
been
you?
my wedding.
Your wedding.
Oh,
yeah?
God, you
You
really
wore that
dressed
hat
up.
at your wedding?
Well, you were there.
Yeah.
You wore that gown.
Wore the gown.
Anyway, we ruined the moment here for me to talk about all the shit I'm
Yeah,
doing.
So let's go ahead.
we
You know
gotta
what?
talk about the
I have an
farts.
idea. Let's take
We'll
a
do your
two-
show and then
Hold
we'll
on.
do the farts.
Let's take a break.
30-second break. I'll
Yeah.
read the sponsors, and you
Yeah.
can get. We'll
The
recapitulate.
first time I was here, if you remember, you read all the sponsors up front, and I was like, dude, you got to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We changed it.
You changed it?
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We're going to talk about
What is that?
Big Richie's big show.
Yeah.
Big Richie's big.
We're gonna talk
Stay
about
tuned. We're going to talk about Richie's big show when we return.
how Potsy and Ralph Mal suck each other off. We're going to talk about
How
that.
did you? Why? What is
Yeah.
that?
All right, hold that and get ready to talk about your show. Our first set of sponsors, our first sponsor, is that a suppository? We have Richie's Burns and Suppositories. Mike Keegan Suppositories. Sunray Services. Now is the best time to convert to hybrid heating and cooling. Call them today at 631-231-5533 or visit them online at www.sunrayservices.com. The warm weather is coming eventually, so I would suggest you guys calling Eric Haft and Sunray Services and getting your air conditioning systems tuned up. We have Triple M Professional. What's going on with you guys tonight? Triple M Professional Painting and Construction. 516-395-6390. Family owned and operated for over 35 years. Call for your free estimate today and ask for James. We have Angela's Bra Boutique at 223 Main Street in Farmingdale. 516-249-6409. Personalized bra fittings providing a wide selection of brands, sizes, and styles. 10% off your purchase when you mention Hershey and the Keegs. And of course, we have our favorite people at Demolition Specialists, 1-855-RIP-OUTS, the number you call for demolition, dumpsters, and fence rental. Family owned and operated for over 35 years. They are a fully licensed demolition contractor. And of course, last but not least, we have the beautiful New York State licensed real estate person, Diane Keegan.
No, I'm Mike.
From All Island Estates Realty Corporation, you can call Diane directly at 516-458-1864 or email her at diane@allislandestates.com. If you're looking to rent,
Buy.
sell, by, or make Diane your first call. Diane Keegan, we love her. Thank you for all of our sponsors. We love them all, and we love Richie Byrne. Tell us what you got coming on Thursday. Big show. Let's hear about it.
Your mother paid to be on Who You Soul Joel?
Yeah. Nice. I love that.
It's awesome.
Inside jokes are the best on
I'm gonna
podcasts.
pay for that.
That's great. Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead. Thursday. Let's hear what you got.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow, I look just like my cousin. That's funny.
do.
Tony, cut that shit out now, please.
Yeah, that's it. Making Richie feel horrible.
I hate
Richie's
seeing
going to go home and murder himself.
Yeah, it's like there are some good-looking pictures of me when I was
Yeah,
younger, and
very.
Tony seems to be denying those.
Yeah. You're very handsome.
I like the Ralph Malph.
All right,
one.
so go up.
So Thursday, this is a really cool thing. Stephen Tao's been doing it for over a year now. It's called Stand Up, Sit Down, and it started out with he would pick a headliner from Long Island. You'd go. It's at the Cinema Arts Center in Huntington, and you do like your act. You do maybe 45 minutes, and that's the first act. Then you take a break. He comes back and he interviews you.
Okay.
About almost like this.
Yep.
And then it kind of took on. Monty did it. Walker and Bales did it together.
Oh, nice.
And he asked me to do it, and it really went well, and I had a good time. And then he had Minervini. He had Richie Minervini.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when he had Minervini, a bunch of us showed up. He had us get up and tell Minervini stories. So it's kind of taken on a new angle now where comics show up, because then he had Cola. Same thing. We showed up. We told stories about Cola. And
Joey Cola?
Yeah, no, Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. RC.
that's ironic because that could be
see,
both
yeah.
ways.
Yes, of course. Just like you guys.
So, wow,
He got two of
you
them.
know it's two. You
I think
said
we
he's
rub
never
off- we
funny.
rub- Yeah, we rub off on him.
So-
Rub off on him.
But what happened was when I did the show last year, I closed with a story about the worst gig I ever had. And Steven, the producer, came to me and he said, listen, I have this idea for an animated series where comics start to tell a story and then it turns into an animation of them. And I really would love to use you as the pilot. And they shot me telling the story. And then apparently they have graphics now where it turns in and they have the whole story, but you see it through animation. So he wants to present it that night. So
First time? This is the first time it's
you're
happening.
going to see it. Yes.
Shit.
So, and then we were talking about the play that I'm writing, the musical that I'm writing. And I said, well, let me call my partner and Steve, and he said, I'll come in. We're going to do a song from the play. So I'm going to end up singing and doing a song from the play. So we're going to talk about the play. So it's going to be me doing my act. I shouldn't really be giving everything away, but then we're going to
Well,
talk
you're
about
not giving the act. You're just going
right.
to give
Then
us
we're going
the
to
plot
talk a
line.
little bit about the play. I'm going to sing a song from the play. Going to take a break. Then he's going to show the video, and then comics are going to get up. And I'm kind of excited. I know I got a call today from Bartlett. He's definitely coming.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
And,
great.
yeah, and of course, Bartlett being Bartlett, he left a message saying, I have this whole idea, so I got to get there early and set it up. So I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, God.
But I invited Tony to get up and say some stuff.
That's
and
terrific.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. And that's the show. It's going to be a different. So you're not just going to get me. You're going to get great comics and Tony Walker talking about me.
Yeah. Wait, so do you want to tell us a little
I
bit
think
about the
Roach
show?
might be showing up.
You want to talk about the musical?
Sure,
or-
it's called Newport. It's a musical. We've been working on it for about 4 years. It's based on a true story in 1919. In Newport, Rhode Island, was one of the top naval bases, and there were at the Navy there was this underground gay society of naval men. I know, it's kind
Mike's
of funny.
intrigued. Go ahead.
And
You don't say.
and some guy got wind of this and went to the higher ups in the Navy and said, this is going on and we need to put a stop to this. And he said that he had an idea, and his idea, and I am not making this up, his idea was he recruited about 40 young, good-looking naval guys, sent them in undercover, quote unquote. These guys had sex and did drugs with these other sailors, then reported on them. And
We
then
didn't sign up for this.
they brought them
You
all
cannot
up.
play all 40 roles, you fuck.
Oh, he could try. They brought them all up on charges. They were court-martialed. They were stuck in jail because no one. The head of the Navy at the time was Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Okay.
And
FDR, man.
this thing became a huge scandal, and it ended up. They didn't think about the fact that civilians might be involved, which there was. One of the civilians was a minister. So now the church they brought the minister
What
up
a
on charges.
surprise.
Yeah, the church got involved, and it blew up in their faces, and no one knew. And they ended up. The rest of the story you'd have to see the play, but my friend saw this. Roosevelt got swept it all under the rug. No one knows. Like it's
Wait,
very.
so your friend came up
My
with the
friend
idea.
Steve Baranski saw a little blurb about this, looked it up, and went, "Oh my God, we should write a musical." I don't know why he thought
It's
that.
actually a brilliant concept.
It is a brilliant concept.
But what about as far as the score and the? I mean,
It's great. There's a song called "In the Navy."
no, I mean, listen, you have a concept here, but are you prepared to tackle the beast that's involved with all that you need to do as far as the score and the?
We've already started. It's already pretty much done.
Wow.
We've
I
already-
actually saw a reading of it. It's very, very good.
You guys had the reading already? Is that the
They
one?
had a preliminary.
we did
kind
it.
of
Yeah,
reading about a year
yeah. We
ago.
sing through.
So do you
And-
envision this being something where you can do like off Broadway? I mean, what's
Yeah,
the,
that's our goal. Is that we're trying to get producers, and we're going to do a showcase in the city, and probably over the summer. And but for right now, we're going to talk about it on Thursday, and then do a song from it.
So what about like how Monty's doing that show with that female comic, like
Vanessa
the Three Men
Hollinshead
and a
and Joe
Baby?
Bobowitz?
Yeah.
What
Three
about
Men
theaters
and a
like
Baby.
that, like whatever it's called, the small theaters like that?
Yeah,
They
maybe.
hold, something like that.
yeah, we're still finishing it up, and when we get to that point, we're hoping to get back.
So
again.
I don't know. I mean, I hear a lot of these stories. What I wish for you is that you keep going with it, because I hear a lot of these. I did this for 4 years and then it's just gone.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to make sure that it doesn't disappear?
I can't tell you that because
Okay.
that I understand it.
Yeah.
We've had people involved with this, and hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And the next thing you know, 6 months went by, they haven't done anything.
Yeah.
And it's there's a lot of.
Yeah. And I'm not saying.
And you
with
know what one guy
disrespect-
told us, and he wasn't wrong. And he said, you know what the problem with this play is? It's all original music. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about how pathetic. But he's right. Everything now on Broadway is jukebox. It's all
Right.
He said,
Oh, yeah.
How do you
Jersey
sell?
Boys
How do
and-
you sell a musical that's got original music?
Yeah.
And he's not wrong. But I'm saying that's sad to me.
Yeah.
That's sad. That they're afraid no one's. That.
Yeah.
that-
Well-
yeah. Right. Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
all
Carol
that.
King
Right,
story.
right,
I
right.
mean, there's a million.
Oh,
of
I
them.
know the music. I'll go to that.
Yeah. No, we need a new musical though.
Yeah.
We need a new musical. And
This is
again,
what we need right now.
What I.
Even like, I don't know if you've heard of Anne Juliet. Anne Juliet
Yeah,
is,
of course.
And that's about Juliet if she lived, apparently.
Right.
But all the music is pop music.
Right.
It's not original music.
None of it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Michael
what Rock of
Jackson
Ages,
thing.
Rock of
Michael
Ages,
Jackson,
right.
Yeah.
Billy
I'm
Joel.
not knocking it. I'm just saying that
Well-
that's what you have to do now to sell a musical, and that's kind of weird.
Certainly, I wasn't disrespecting anyone who's had a failed a project that's been paused. Let's say that.
That's what you should do. You should replace all your original music with Village People songs. I'm an idea man.
Do you remember a few years ago, Brian
You can
Kennedy
meet your
and
fellow
Will-
man.
Brian Kennedy and Will Sylvans had this thing called I Am Maurice, and
Yeah.
they shot a movie, and they got very far into the process, but COVID hit and they stalled. And there's been other things like that. So I guess what I'm hoping for you is that you really just push as much as you can and don't give up.
Back in 1998, I was the coolest time of my life. I was in a off-Broadway musical called Bad Boy Johnny, and it was a rock musical that had come over from England, and I played the Pope of rock and roll. And my whole role was I come out, I sing this killer song. It was a great song called Nobody Told Me. And after it, I'm trying to pick up the leading lady. She comes to my dressing room. I'm in a coke-infused, like trying to rape her.
Yeah.
And I drop
Part of
dead.
the play or after?
No, this
Both.
is no,
And I dropped dead of a heart attack on stage. It's literally my character was 12 minutes long, stole the show every night. It was a great musical. I remember going, this is going somewhere. This is it.
You told me that. I remember you told me that. You said you
6
had
months
a little heat.
later, and I did Rosie O'Donnell's show during that as a comic. It was like, here, 6 months later, I was sitting on a cruise ship going, what the hell happened? Where'd everything go?
I want to see that. That sounds awesome.
It was such a good show.
How
Shannon was in it. That's where I met the boy. That's where I met the band from my show.
Okay.
How many songs have been written so far?
12, 13.
And how many songs do you envision having totally in
We're
it?
pretty much done with the music. It's more about fixing the story now.
So can I just ask a question or make a suggestion? If you're worried about the fact that you don't have any non-original music, what about just kind of putting in a couple of 2 or 3 maybe of non-original songs mixed? You don't want to do that. Yeah.
First of all, you got to pay for that.
Okay.
And
you don't
it
wanna do
wouldn't
that.
fit the genre. We're writing for a specific genre.
Yeah.
It's the 1920s.
So were you guys writing these songs together, or it was?
Yeah. Well, yes. He writes the music and I write the lyrics.
Wow.
Pretty much.
You write the songs.
We
you
had
write the
another.
songs?
There was another. It was him and another guy
You're like
first.
Bernie and Elton.
And the other guy wrote some great lyrics, and then he just quit. He was done. Like you said, he'd had enough. Halfway through the project, I wasn't even. And then my friend called me. I was involved with them more on the production end, and he said, "Could you write lyrics?" I go, "I don't know. I've never." So I started writing lyrics, and no one seems to have complained. And then all we had was music. His original idea was not to do a story. He wanted just the music.
Yeah.
And then these guys all came to the showcase and went, "I don't know what's going on." And then he goes, "Can you write a script?" I'm like, all right, so that took a year and a half of
Even that showcase was great. I went with Pat O'Rourke.
The music's fantastic.
Paul Anthony was there with us.
Yeah, Paul Anthony was there. Pat O'Rourke, Mark Riccadonna was there.
Riccadonna was there.
Yeah, Doug Wilson.
Yeah.
So this might have some legs, and
It might.
The start of it is Thursday. It's called "Shut Up, Sit Down, and Eat" with Chris Monty.
Eric Tartaglione.
I'm really bummed Monty's got a gig because I feel Monty has the quintessential story about me. Like if you had to describe me, this story about me and him flying to Florida together is the perfect story to describe what an idiot I am. And he tells it so well. Like I even forget things and have to go, he's right. That's what happened.
So how long ago did that happen? 20 years ago? Or?
No, right before the pandemic. Like,
6, 7 years
And
ago.
it's
Okay.
just- I heard Monty telling the story. We were in my car. And Monty's telling the story, and it's just so hectic on Richie's part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Richie.
Everything's a mess.
Always a mess
Yeah.
and hectic with him.
I love that.
Yeah. And
So maybe you could. Well, he has a gig Thursday night, so he can't even.
Yeah,
he can't even FaceTime in or anything.
No,
like
but
that.
maybe I keep forgetting. I almost wanted to tape it and send it to us, and maybe we could put it up.
You know what? They had at that theater. They had the capability of popping up a
Yeah,
video. So
he
if you
tells it so
tell him to
well.
just tomorrow when he's not changing diapers.
Like
go
he
ahead
should
and,
root for me to become famous because that would be like.
Yeah.
That story that would put him, you know what I
Right,
mean? You know,
right.
when you go,
Yeah, right, that's
hey,
gonna
I do a
happen.
great imitation of you. I wish you were famous, you know.
That's going to happen. You're going to become famous before him, right? He's rooting. I was like, I hope Richie becomes famous. I'm on interview.
My mother was a pelican.
I'm doing auditions 16 times a day in Manhattan, but I hope Richie becomes famous so I can tell a story about farting on the planes in Fort Lauderdale.
That's the only thing that's not in the story,
yeah.
which is the only thing that is in any of your stories.
It's all I have in my stories. Oh my God. It was driving home from Watertown, New York a couple weeks ago. It was a fart fest in my car.
Wait, just you and Richie?
Just me and Richie.
Yeah. Why? Because
So,
you guys ate
Is
there?
this is live, right?
Yeah, it's live. Yeah. But I'll send you the link and then you'll share.
No,
it with
I
them.
was hoping we could cut a joke. Go ahead.
But it was so bad that hours later I picked Juliana up from something and she gets in my car. She goes, "It stinks in here."
Oh God! Wow. Well, did you guys eat something at the gig? Is that what it was?
so
Just-
much. We had wings.
Have
I
you
think we
met
had-
us?
Oh
Yeah.
no, but I'm just
Sure,
saying.
I'm sure we ate something at the
No,
gig. Yeah,
but was it like you guys were eating wings? Were you guys eating Chinese?
We were
food?
eating
Yeah.
wings.
Okay, yeah. So
it was great wings at that place.
and Watertown's a
It was near
hike, isn't it?
Buffalo.
Like a couple hundred.
It was
6.5
past
hours.
Watertown.
Yeah, it was an hour. It was like past Watertown.
But you said it was a good gig, though. You told me that was.
It was
a
good.
Gig.
It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, but gassy, and
very
you didn't
gassy.
mind because you guys were both together.
Yeah.
And you guys-
She's like, it smells like both our asses.
I
in
said
there."
it smells like both of our asses.
That's
like,
so nice. No, that's
like
really
there's no
nice.
distinction between one or the other.
Yeah, that you know what they say, like when women are around together for so long that their their systems
Richie,
match
at one
up.
point I farted, and Richie goes, "It sounds like a monster coming out of a lagoon."
Yeah, it did. It's just like, I was like, oh, he's coming out of the lagoon. Everybody run.
Keegzilla!
It's
There
the
he
fart
is.
monster.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Isn't it amazing that no matter how old you get,
Yeah,
farts
are
are
funny.
funny.
I could be
Farts are funny.
95 years old.
What I
exactly.
find is funny is that, and I said this when you were first on, that the fact there's definitely an age disparity, at least 10 years or more, I guess, between
20.
you. 20 years, and you guys only get closer. Like, it's pretty funny. All kidding aside about the homosexuality and all that stuff that you guys do on the side without us knowing about it, but I'm just saying, you guys, like, you're little kids.
Yeah, we are because
Yeah,
we're both
like-
immature, petulant children.
Yes.
It cracks me up, though. Yeah.
I got to tell this story. He's
it.
not going to care.
Yeah.
So I'm in another play that opens. We're doing it this weekend. It's an original play that Jem and I wrote.
Oh,
And
nice.
Mark Riccadonna is directing it. And Mark's, and I'm not kidding, he is one of the best directors. I've worked with a lot of directors. He's got a real gift for directing. He's really good.
I didn't know that. I know he's a talented comic and a wonderful guy. I didn't know he was a good director.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So I've worked with him on a few things, a couple of plays and a couple of short films, and he's even better with film than theater, I think.
Wow.
But we're in rehearsal the other day, and we finish, and the other actors are outside, and I go in the men's room, and I'm at the urinal. Did I tell you this? And Mark comes in, and he comes up. So I'm just about done, and he goes, "Dude, listen, when you're doing that one scene, I need you to think about that this guy would be," and I walk away to wash my hands, and he goes, "You know, I want you to think more about that your character would be," and he goes, "So what I want you," and I turn and I go, "What the fuck is going on?" And he goes, "What?" I go, You're farting. You're trying to talk serious to
Right,
me.
you're
And he
giving him stage direction.
You're Francis Ford Coppola. You can't be doing that.
and somebody goes, "Was it you?" He
So I
goes,
said, "I'm like, do you think Scorsese
Oh,
did that
okay.
with Robert De Niro?"
"Hey, Bobby, when you play."
You know, Bobby, when you're stomping out Billy Bats at the bar,
we walk
You
out.
think I'm funny?
We walk out of the bathroom and we're laughing like children.
Yeah.
And the other actors are like, and I can't say to the other actors.
right. Yeah, he
You know, the director was
dropped
just bombing in the.
Yeah.
seriously, because you know why Richie told me that story? Because Richie's like, "What is it that people just fart around me?" Because
Yeah,
he told me
yeah.
that because he was in the bathroom at
you
our
have that
show.
fart face,
He was in the
Richie.
bathroom at our show getting changed in the men's room, and some guy just walks in there and takes a shit. While he's-
I'm like, I feel like everywhere I go, someone's farting or taking a shit lately.
You make people want to just shit their pants.
I
Richie.
said, and it's always stuck. You know, it sticks in your nose.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I feel like I wake up every morning, somebody puts a little shit under here, and I can't get rid of it.
wait till me and Tony walk out of here.
Oh God, Nevin.
Call back.
Oh, these two are despicable together. Yeah.
That's not even a sound effect.
know it's
And
not.
Tony's has different acoustics because he's got a wood leg at the end of it, so it kind of like hollows out.
Yeah.
And it fires back.
Tony
You know?
sounds like the Switzerland.
Yeah, that's it.
Ricola.
Tony's is like a shofar. That's right.
I can't believe we're talking about farts.
That's it.
15 minutes. We did
A whole
15
show
minutes
about
on
farts.
This is where we're at.
How does it? I always wonder. Like, obviously, you're a full-time comic. Riccadonna is all over the place. How does he manage to find time between his wife, kids, gigs, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and then to go where you guys rehearsing this play usually?
Jersey. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean,
Dude, I never see anybody like him. He's at some conference right now in like Miami.
Really?
And he wrote me and goes, "Dude, I'm talking to these cruise ship people, and they want to bring the whole podcast onto the ship.
my God.
I think this is gonna." And I'm like, "Where are you?" I go, "Aren't we rehearsing tomorrow? I'll be there. Don't worry." He's amazing.
How does he
unbelievable,
manage
Mark
that?
Riccadonna. I
It's
don't
like
know.
he's more than one
And
person.
Every
Yeah.
one of these like 7-hour away.
He's Mark,
road
Rick,
gigs-
and Donna.
He is,
right, all
exactly.
three of them. Yeah, that's crazy.
Thank you.
Every one of
Carla.
the, exact Carla. That's actually a Carla thing because
Carla thought there were 3 people running Stand Up New York: Mark, Rick, and Donna.
Mark Riccadonna used to book Stand Up New York, and
That's a while
he ended
ago.
up getting let go, and Jay, Carla's ex-husband, was like, "Oh, did you hear Mark Riccadonna got let go from Stand Up New York?" She goes, "All three of them?
All three. One
Mark,
fell
Rick, and
swoop.
Donna?"
They wiped them out.
Riccadonna is the reason, like any of these like 7-hour away road gigs that me and Richie have. It's because
when we had a
Riccadonna.
Watertown.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Watertown.
amazing.
When we were in Virginia,
I met this guy.
we were in Virginia, and then it's always these 2-man shows that me and Richie do, like 7 hours away for
He's
no
just
money.
so fucking likable. So
Because
once
he is.
gets
That's what
in,
it is. He's the most likable person in comedy.
he's a
Riccadonna.
likable
Tony
guy.
doesn't like him. I'm serious. Tony doesn't like him.
I don't like him because what he did to
He
you.
didn't do anything to me.
Yes, he did.
I like him because of what he did to Richie.
I don't like.
What, you mean the bathroom incident?
Yeah.
Tony
No, that was Donna who did that.
Tony believes, and he might be right,
Okay.
that Mark's been doing our podcast without me and him. That he could drinks, jokes, and storytelling. That he said he sees it. He's on, but I know Mark is on like 5
who?
podcasts with other people. I don't know if it's on. I don't think it's called Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling, but he swears to me that it is.
Well, I don't think it is anymore. But he was posting drink stokes and storytelling like shorts
Of us.
But no, there were some that you weren't in, and they look new. I'm telling you, and
I'm gonna look into this.
all right, look into
And you better. You know why? Because if I find out he did that, I'm still not gonna care.
You're still gonna do his gigs 8 hours away for
Yeah.
no money.
You'll hold it against Rick, though. You'll hold it against Rick.
But yeah,
too.
but I love Donna.
Yeah, Mark and Rick suck, but Donna's all right.
Yeah, no, he's a mensch, and I'm excited for you, Richie. This is good shit you have on the horizon.
Thank you, brother. Thank you
Because
for
you got a
for
lot of-
fitting me in here too.
You escaping under the web of this guy
Yeah,
over
well,
here, and he's been.
I've been
holding you
looking back going, why am I such a failure?
I've been holding him back.
What's the constant?
I've been holding him back for
You know
12
what's interesting?
years.
That Richie's the trajectory of his life and his career was like this, and then it's like, oh hey, Mike Keegan, you want to drink together? Boom.
He's not really.
Oh, Dr. Oz?
Yeah, that's it.
You know that story, right? But
I don't
us
know.
having a drink together.
Oh no, the one where you guys first met when you.
No.
What?
We were writing. We were working on my show. I used to do a variety show in the city.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I got Mike to help me write it. And we would anywhere we went in East Meadow, everyone knew him because he's like so popular.
Yeah, of
And
course.
people, hey, Cheeks is there. And so one day we go to write. I go, we got to go somewhere. I go, listen, we got to find a place no one knows.
never got
you.
anything done.
I can't.
Right.
My ego couldn't take that everyone knew him and no one knew me.
Right, you're from the area too.
Yeah,
so,
and I'm the headliner.
Right.
So, and the whole thing, like people, hey, where you working, man? Boy, you're working a lot. Even now I get people who go, how you doing? You working? Like civilian? I go, yeah. You sure? I go, yeah. You know who you should call? Mike Keegan. He works a lot. And I'm like, he's an idiot who posts things. I don't. So,
Richie doesn't know how to use social media.
So-
you're
gonna help him. We're
He's
gonna
working,
help
but
him.
nobody knows you.
So
gonna
we're in
help
this.
him.
He finds a bar that we never went to. No, we don't know any. We walk in the bar. He's there first. I walk in. He's talking to a guy. This guy is at the bar, and he's beaming. I see he like beads of light are
So
coming.
proud.
Most of all, I
Rays.
can't wait for Richie to walk
And
in.
he's the guy is going. I mean, dude, you are the funniest human being. I cannot believe that this is what I walk into. I cannot believe. Why are you here? And he goes, I live here. You live here? Oh my God! You live
In the flesh,
you're
Mike
from
Keegan?
this- And he's going. No, every time I see you, I just cry laughing. I cry laughing. And I go, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
He's so angry.
And he goes to the guy. Richie's a comic too. The guy goes, yeah. So anyway, I'm
sure you are. I'm sure you are. Yeah.
So and he's like all over him. So
Yeah.
now he goes, all right, listen, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Great to meet you. And he walks away. So
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah. I don't know.
I got recognized. So now we start talking. We're working. We're sitting at the bar. The bartender's like kind of there. He knows what the guy comes back. Excuse me. I just want to introduce you to my friend. And he says, this guy is the funniest comedian. You are. And he turns to me and goes, do you realize how funny this guy is that you're with?
Richie's
And-
so mad.
And
It's
he's
Ralph Mouth, do you understand how
He's
funny your
going.
friend is? Do you
He's
understand?
going, do you understand? This guy is so funny. Oh my God. I just can't believe. I know I said I wasn't coming back over. I can't believe it. And he looks at me and I go, he thinks you're John Panette.
Yeah.
And Mike
Is
goes,
that true?
what? And he goes,
Yeah.
I go, he thinks you're John Panette. And the
That's
guy's
amazing.
going, what? And the bartender goes, oh my God. And he pulls up Panette on YouTube and he goes to the guy, is this the bit you like? And the guy goes, I love this bit. I love that
you
it's
were great
Panette.
there.
Oh,
He's
man.
watching Panette.
And I'm like, he died 5 years ago.
Hold on a second. So now Richie feels great. You feel horrendous.
So then
Yeah.
the guy walks away and he goes, you just couldn't let me have it. You just.
But did you think it was Panette the whole time? No.
No, I thought the guy
He
knew who
never
I was.
thought.
Yeah.
It dawned on me. I go, the guy was talking so highly about him. I'm like, there's
Yeah.
no way that he thinks this is my kid.
And this is like years ago, so I'm probably
This
thinking
is
he saw me
before
do
he
5
stole
minutes
my
in the
act.
main
Right,
room.
that's right. Did we see you at John Truson's graduation show? You were the funniest 5 minutes ever. Wow, I'm so disappointed.
Yeah,
That would've
really,
been a nice
right?
story.
Yeah.
I
That
think
would've
it's a
been a
great
nice
story.
No, it's a great.
It's a great story,
It's
but
a
it would've
feel-good
been-
story,
it would've
not
been-
me.
For you, yeah.
It's a feel-good story
That's
for Richie
right.
Byrne.
That's really that's lovely. Wow, poor Mikey. But now that you're more established, that may happen. That kind of
Yeah,
thing.
but no, people do recognize
Yeah,
me.
you guys are out together in East Meadow. It happens.
They go,
right?
aren't you fat, Jay?
I could have just FaceTimed you yesterday with
Yeah,
with my
right,
coworker.
exactly.
Right? She was so excited when Jay came up on the screen. She's like, "That's him! That's him!" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "I'm here at Governor's on Sunday. You gonna come see me?" She said, "I got plans."
I got things to do.
And I'm like, "What?"
You know what I love? When you post on Facebook the few times and you go,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to be in New Jersey, but all my Jersey people, and they go, when are you going to be in Connecticut? When are you going to let me know?
Right.
How about Rhode Island? Then you go, hey, I'm going to be in Connecticut. When are you going to be in Jersey?
I know.
But you're like,
Or how about when's the next time you're going to be in
Well,
Connecticut? I can't be in
I
Connecticut
can't-
this
yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
fucking live there. What do you mean you can't be in Connecticut?
Or just when I see people that I know, they're like, "Oh, we saw Sebastian Maniscalco. We went to
Oh,
go
we-
see."
you and I hate
I'm like,
that.
"Oh, so you spent $200 to see somebody,
Right.
and you haven't seen me in 12 years?" You know?
Yeah. What people don't understand is, for the most part, listen, we sometimes when we're on shows, some of the comics aren't as strong, but for the most part, when we're here at a show, it's strong acts. You see some strong acts. People just they don't appreciate it. They want to go see Maniscalco instead.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for that.
No, there's no excuse
None.
for that at all.
And
it's
like-
weird. They either want to watch Netflix at home
Yeah.
or go spend $500.
Like this
they
weekend,
don't want to
like-
do the in-between at all anymore.
Like Carla's sister has never seen us do comedy, and ever, and she's never seen Carla at all. And
That
we
surprises
invite her
me.
out, and we know she's been available, but she never comes
Yeah.
out. And this weekend, Carla, I think, was calling her sister to watch Juliana for a little bit. She goes, "No, I can't. I'm going to a comedy show." Like, what comedy show are you going
What?
to? You know,
Where did she go?
I think she went to go see Gabriel Iglesias
saw
at
Fudge?
UBS. I think Fudge. I think she went to go see Gabriel Iglesias
Oh, and UBS?
at UBS.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
wow, she went to
Yeah.
see a heavy set comedy.
I know, you
Yeah.
can see a heavy set guy for a lot cheaper than him.
Every day. She
Wouldn't it
can
be
see-
weird if she went to see Big J?
Yeah. That's right.
Who you going to see? Big J.
No, what if she went to here and
Exactly.
saw Fat Jay? She said, "You were great, Mikey." That's my brother-in-law.
She saw
No, it's
Fat
not.
Jay and she's just like, "Oh yeah, exactly. You used to be married to my sister."
Ah, that's lovely. All right, we're here, 10 o'clock. Let's go ahead. I want to promote something. Richie, again, go ahead
Richie,
and
one more
re-promote,
time.
please.
Tell us where you can get tickets. Also,
Yeah,
On the website, Huntington Cinema Arts Center.
Okay.
I don't know.
yeah, that's good. That's really
now we have the flyer up on the screen.
Yeah, put the
okay.
flyer up
Tony
again.
will put it up,
been
and,
up.
and we'll post it on our
By the
page.
time it comes up, the show will be over. But
No, it's up already.
No,
it's up.
It's up.
We're on a 6 hour.
oh yeah, everyone can see that. So if you want to go, just get a magnifying glass.
Yeah,
Gee,
Huntington's-
when we had a picture of me with a stupid hat on, it was all it was.
right.
But the flyer we keep really small, Tony.
tell
No
me-
wonder Rick Adonna doesn't do a show with you anymore.
That's right.
You got to send me a picture of him with the little hat on.
Yeah.
And
I'll
there's
send you a
Richie Byrne.
picture.
So we have Richie Byrne.
There you go, Cinema Arts Center.
Cinema Arts Center.
CinemaArtsCenter.org.
Stand up, sit down, and eat on a Thursday. Mikey, what do you have coming up this weekend?
Ooh,
Your sister-in-law will not
That's
be
a,
at?
who made that flyer? It's a nice flyer.
That's a
Beautiful
nice
flyer.
flyer. You know, I
Yeah.
made that flyer, and Richie never said thank
I
you to
did.
me.
Yeah,
He's
it's
right.
He never
typical.
said
Well,
thank
that's
you.
the Richie Byrne way. We know that. Go ahead. I love that.
That's the greatest picture of all time.
That's what our
That is
that's what our
terrifying.
kid would look like.
That is terrifying.
I love that.
Tomorrow, no, Thursday night, I will be at the Village Idiot in Lake Grove.
Nice.
Friday night, I'll be at the Riverhead Cider House.
Yeah.
And April 18th, right here in the Giggle Room.
Mike Keegan and
tickets
friends.
at
Well, are you with
those.com.
Minervini?
No, he had
Why
to-
do I have
he-
your name in Minervini in my?
Because I was supposed to be with Minervini in Long Beach, but he had to cancel. So she's gonna let me know. She asked me if I knew somebody who could fill in. I gave her your name, so she'll probably reach out to you if you're around that day.
April what?
I forget. I gotta look it up.
18th.
We can't do this after the show, guys. It's okay.
No, April 18th. I'm here in the Giggle Room at Long.
So it's you,
Long
Hugh Van.
Island.
Are you on the show too?
I'm on the. I'll be
So
doing
it's
a spot.
Carla, Hugh Van
Hugh
Well.
Van Well, Tyler Noble's gonna be on.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
some great comics on there.
I will be here at Governor's on Sunday night, 7 o'clock. It's a fundraiser that a friend of ours is having to raise money for softball, and I'm donating my time. I have not been on stage in a few weeks, so anyone who always says, we want to see you, well, you can see me. Shoot me a text for tickets or message me or email me. Are you guys around? Maybe pop
I'm
in on
probably
Sunday?
gonna stop by. I'm sure Fat Jay will be here.
Definitely will be here.
And when you said you haven't been on stage in a few weeks, is that in dog weeks?
Can we?
How many weeks has it been? It's been a bit.
Why don't we just, off the top of our heads, name who's going to be here on Sunday?
We can do that. Wait,
You can come here. You can see Fat Jay.
maybe
you
you'll
can
pop
see-
in, Tony. What do you have going on with the Knock 'em Dead comedy traveling tour?
Thank you, pal. KnockEmDeadComedy.com. We have we're traveling. April 26th we'll be in Freehold, New Jersey. May 8th we'll be in Boston.
Whoa!
Wow.
I may be on that.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
I got.
that's
I
right.
think I am.
Are you
be
in
awesome.
Boston already for gigs? Is
No,
that
no.
what- You just might.
He
decide
asked me to do it, and I may do it.
Nice. All
I
right.
gotta-
Good.
Great.
All right, folks.
Tony
Well,
Richie in Beantown.
thank you very much for watching. It was lovely to have Richie on as our panelist.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you,
was
Richard.
great.
So much
Thursday night,
better
go
than
see
the
this
show I
guy.
did yesterday.
So, of course, well, that's not saying much. Thank you for being here, Richie. Thank you guys for watching. As always, please share, tell your friends about it. Take advantage of our sponsors. They're all awesome. And we will, are we not here next week, Mike?
Not here next week. We'll be here back on the 22nd.
Yes.
With the Terror Matt Serra.
Yeah, so Matt
MMA
Serra from UFC fame, Long
champion.
Island fame, East Meadow. Mikey has a personal relationship with him. Booked him. He will be spending 1 hour with us in studio.
Are you going to do
here.
gay jokes about him and Mike?
I'm not going to say a goddamn thing. I'm just going
Fart
to
on
let him talk. Yeah, we're just going to fart on Matt Serra. All right, folks. Thank you so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
All right, guys.